We are ready.
Max Eisen survived the nightmare of his past by looking forward. Now he's come here to step back in time and relive it over and over again.
My name is Max Eisen. I was born on March the 15th, 1929, in a town called Moldova nad Bodvou in Czechoslovakia.
This is the extraordinary process of bringing history to life.
I was a busy kid. I went to public school. I went to Hebrew school.
A 26-camera setup in the Los Angeles studio, designed to capture every angle of Max's testimony as a Holocaust or Shoah survivor, to preserve his story and turn it into a living one.
At first, I sort of thought it was kind of eerie, and that means the end of life, and you're only on a wall there. But I've sort of come to realize that this is a new technology, and it just could do a very big, important job.
How were you affected by your experience in the Holocaust?
Well, it was the loss of family. It was a whole new ballgame, as they say, coming back. How do you pick up the pieces?
Max is the 25th survivor to be interviewed by the University of Southern California's Shoah Foundation, with the purpose of creating a hologram, or a three-dimensional interactive image. It will be installed in museums, brought to schools. Anyone who touches a screen can ask Max a question, and his hologram will answer it.
We train the software behind the system to understand sets of questions so that when you come up with your own unique individual way of asking a similar question, the software behind it uses machine learning to say, oh, I know this question, and I know that this question means this answer.
Obviously, did the Holocaust affect your faith? Yes, obviously we need that one.
How can you...
Tia Hayes is in charge of the project. She and her team have come up with nearly 1,000 questions to cover off what anyone might ask Max.
Why do you think the Holocaust happened? Why didn't more people help Jews during the Holocaust?
Not every survivor is up to the task.
It's not just that they physically can sit for the 5 hours a day for 5 days a week to tell their story. It's also mentally and emotionally. Are they able to, but do they want to? So that we know that we're not overburdening them with the amounts of questions that we're asking. And that's really important to us. All right, let's keep going.
Okay.
We have more questions. It might be hard to believe, but there are more.
Okay.
Yet, however gentle the approach, Kia has to keep Max on track as he unearths the darkest period in his life.
Were you ever depressed, or do you think that you ever had PTSD?
I don't know. I don't think I ever had PTSD. I always managed to work my way through it.
Max's emotional stamina is remarkable, especially for a 90-year-old man.
They come at you with all these millions of questions, and you can't think out what are you going to say. You need to be fast, and I think that's the best way I can perform. You know, I hear a question, I just give them an answer right away.
Max, can you share your picture with us?
Yes. I have a picture here that was given to me when I returned from the camp after liberation.
So much of his story is about loss.
And you will see my father and my beautiful mother, and in the center, myself.
A young boy, once nestled in a large, loving family, the only one to survive the infamous Auschwitz concentration camp.
Simply losing your entire family, and how do you pick up the pieces? And grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins, they simply disappeared. And a year later, they were not there when I came home.
How do you keep the memory of your family with you every day?
Well, I think about my mother a lot, and I think about my brothers. I know my younger brother, everybody knew that he was a genius, what he could have been.
All right, thank you. Guys, am I crazy, or is his resting pose different?
The whole exercise is grueling.
So I'm so sorry. That was perfect. I'm going to ask you to do it again, though, in this position.
Yet there is a detachment, a distance from his own story.
Are you able to speak about everything you remember?
There are certain things that I cannot talk about for my own self-preservation.
Did you tell your children about your experiences?
I believe we told them age-appropriate things, and eventually I think they found out.
I've never actually heard him answer some of these questions before.
Max's son, Ed Eisen, came along to support his dad. He says part of his father has always been remote.
He just puts one foot in front of the other. So this is the way he expects everybody to be. You know, like that's his understanding of how you deal with things. Some of those questions are pretty tough to answer.
Max says he needs to be stoic.
Yeah.
When you were recounting these very awful details, you're not emotional. Is that deliberate?
Yes, it is deliberate. I don't want to break down, and I don't want to make anybody cry. I want them to learn. You see, and I know there are some survivors that cry, and everybody else is crying with them. So that's not my way of doing things, you see. Pingus, what do you think of your hologram?
It feels a little strange when I watch myself, but I feel that it's so important. The actual project is so important.
A fellow Canadian survivor, Pinkas Gutter, was the prototype.
It's actually quite difficult for me both to do it, to relive what I'm talking about.
Taking part in this project means Max will continue his work after he's gone.
This is amazing to me, you know, to hear this.
How do you feel about the fact that you're going to be on a screen like that at the end of this process?
I hope that I'll be giving the right answers, you know. So I think it's amazing. It will be gone, and we'll be still speaking to you from the other side. And who would have thought such a thing can happen?
Thank you, Max. Okay, we are done with questions.
All week, Max has focused on sharing the details.
So I kind of want to end this adventure we went on by playing a piece that you remembered her playing.
Then, for the final shot, Kia asks him to listen to a song a neighbor played when he made it home after the war and found only ghosts.
That's pretty cool. Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
We're actually going to cancel your flight and not let you go home.
Much. Oh.
He's spent a draining week facing his own mortality, and he's relieved when it's over.
I feel great. Mission accomplished. That's amazing, you know. It's amazing, guys, girls. Wonderful.
This is to you. We promise to do our best by your words and your message and help you preserve your story.
As we say, may their memory be for a blessing.
It will be at least a year before Max's hologram is ready, but he's already left a remarkable imprint of his legacy behind.
And just what I needed. What a wonderful way to finish. Thank you, guys.
Joanna Rimiliotis, CBC News, Los Angeles.